I work as a transporter in a hospital. About 2 years ago, we moved from the old city hospital to a new modern facility. The old hospital was built in the 1930s and was showing its age, and at night it was terrifying. Each floor had an east wing and a west wing. Everyone working in the east wing had decided to cross over from their old wing. When they were there, the phone at the nursing station started ringing. The counter answered the phone, and the nurse told me it was a woman's voice on the other end, and she was confused. That's the conversation I remember best. The nurse said, "How can I help you?" Asked the nurse. "Hello? Who is this?" The nurse said, "I am a nurse. Is there anything I can help you with?" "Where am I?" And the nurse told him, "This is a hospital. Are you patient here?" "Oh, okay." Then the line disappeared. This is when the nurse finally looked at the phone screen to see where the call was coming from. The phone number indicated exactly the room next to the nursing station. The rooms had all been cleared by this point, and the phones had been removed. They could see straight into the room and see that no one was there. This is when they turned to the west wing where I was getting off the elevator. I avoided that wing for the rest of my time there. I work in a daycare center, which is a child care center that provides emergency care for children under 7 years old. I used to work in a cemetery all the time. First of all, I have to say that I believe in the paranormal. I do not have. Now the facility I work at was named after a child who was beaten to death by one of their parents. The daycare was started in their name as a way to prevent another child from dying a violent death at the hands of a stressed-out caregiver. So the story going around is that this ghost haunts the nursery and is active most nights. I was told this on my first night shift, and I have no fear as I am in New B. These things don't bother me. Well, later that night, one of the kids got up to use the bathroom. One of my coworkers helped the kid back to bed and went back to where we were all sitting. Before long, someone hears water running in the bathroom. They check it out. Yes, it's running. My colleague swears up and down that it was off when she and the kid left. It's kind of weird, but I honestly think they just wanted to scare me. Well, they tell me that one of the reasons everyone thinks this place is haunted is because so many different people have reported different children asking about that kid, like, why shouldn't that kid go to bed? While they do not refer to anything. I delete it, basically forget about it. The bedroom where all the children sleep. There should always be an adult in the room with the kids. A few weeks later, I was in the bedroom. I'm just chilling, reading a book with a book light. The rest of the room is completely black and silent. All of a sudden this kid, probably 4 to 5 years old, sits on the bed and says, "Hey, how can they not sleep? Why are they playing? I want to play too," while pointing to a wall where there were no children around. Crazy instant shivers all over me. I was so scared that I almost screamed. From that moment on, I refused to be alone there. I work the night shift in a rehabilitation center. We have a guarded gate with a camera looking down. In the office, the camera monitor is on one wall and the doorbell monitor is on the other wall. I was doing paperwork and saw a man walk by, stop for a few seconds, then slowly turn around, turn, and stare at the camera, and continued to stare. The center is in a rough neighborhood, so I'm fairly used to people hanging around the gate and usually ignore it. But the way he stared was awful. His eyes and expression were hollow and dead, almost like he was thinking about something terrible. I was pretty sure he was addicted to synthetics. I used the intercom to see if he was okay, but he stared straight into the camera. We have a rule: if it doesn't hurt, or you're trying to get over the fence, just leave it. There's no sense in needlessly getting involved with someone likely to be an enemy, or the hell with the locals. Yes, he stood there and stared at that camera for 2 hours. The same dead-eye expression that was staring right at me. I did a lap and came back and saw that he was gone, which only scared me more. I used to work in a small hotel, and the manager there told me the horror story of the night shift. It was almost midnight when a man called the front desk. She said she was with her 8-year-old daughter, who is a competitive dancer, and needed advice on how to dress. He gave her some basic fashion advice. "What about fishnet pants?" she asked my manager. "Do you think these are too sexy?" He then goes on to talk in graphic detail about how he thinks his daughter has been trying to seduce him for weeks and how he enjoys watching her dance in these beautiful dresses. Meanwhile, my manager checking a computer system and trying to figure out who the man was so he could call the police. However, the room he was reported in was empty before he could figure out where he was actually calling from. He does. A few months later, around 11 p.m., my manager answers the desk phone. A familiar voice asked her if she could help her pick out a dress for her daughter's next dance recital. "Let me guess you want to know if she should wear lace leggings," he asked her. The man immediately hangs up.